All right, here we are, hour number 2 on a Thursday. Chris Brown, Steve Tasker, and the Hall of Famer Thurman Thomas joining us in studio, as he does every week here on One Bills Live. And I wanted to start right off the bat, Thurm. James Cook is slowly but surely closing in on Jonathan Taylor. About a month ago, he was about 130 yards behind him. He's cut the rushing lead to about 18 yards. He's 18 yards back now. Now, here's my only concern.
What?
My only concern is, with Daniel Jones hurt, they're going to be giving Taylor the ball a ton. So he's going to get more carries than James and might be able to hold him off.
Yeah, but Daniel Jones not there. Phillip Rivers is there. They're going to have an 8-9-man front.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor. It's going to be the toughest stretch of Jonathan Taylor's career these last couple of games.
It is interesting that their carries are only one off. I mean, Taylor with 272, James with 271.
And that has to be really, too, with Jonathan Taylor has way more snaps than James Cook. I would think that, right? Like, he's out there the majority of the time, Jonathan Taylor.
Yes, that's true. He does play on third down for them. I know that.
Yeah. Hey, man, look. James Cook for MVP, baby.
What about Offensive Player of the Year?
I'll take it.
Yeah,
I'll take it. Yeah.
Because I think there's a good chance it goes to a running back again this year. Last year was Saquon.
Yeah.
I think it's a good chance it goes to a running back again this year. Taylor's probably the front runner right now. McCaffrey doesn't have the rushing yards, but he's got a boatload of receiving yards out in San Fran.
Yeah. He should probably get comeback player of the year.
McCaffrey?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll sign up for that.
Yeah, I'll sign up for that. Yeah. Anyway, man, look, Cook's got to be in a discussion. I don't care what nobody say. I'm on Cook's side. I mean, this guy has, they got off easy with paying him $12 million.
Wow. What'd you make of that?
The guy's been balling, man, and this offensive line and him, they make this football team go.
Yeah,
they really do.
I still don't think the offensive line has gotten its due credit this season, and the job that Aaron Cromer's done with them. I know they got a little bit more credit when, they executed the game plan they did in Pittsburgh with 2 backup tackles in the lineup.
Yeah,
but I mean, they manhandled that Patriots D-line, which was not the case back in Week 5. I mean, they came and brought it.
Yeah, but they got their guys out. They're the big defensive
tackle.
Milton Williams.
You take one guy out and that's it?
And that's it?
It don't hurt. It doesn't hurt you. I mean, their defense, since Milton Williams went out, their defense fell off a cliff.
Well, they're giving up a little over a yard more per rush.
He had the same effect on them that Ted Washington did on the teams he played in. You take that guy off the field, and all of a sudden you can run a little bit.
Oh no,
he's no Ted Washington, but he's good. But that's the kind of difference that one guy can make inside. All of a sudden, everything's got to bounce. You can't go up inside the guards or tackles, and that's a big deal.
Yeah,
it's a big deal. So Bills. I know this. The Bills are going to be able to run it on any team they got going down there, right?
Yeah,
including Philly, because they're versatile enough to do it. It's not going to look the same against Philly as it did against, say, Pittsburgh or anybody else. But yeah, teams are going to have to bear up on it. That's why the Bills score so much. I mean, we've been talking about it all day, Thurm. The Bills score touchdowns, man. They get in the end zone, man. They go. They're a problem. So that's got to be part of the recipe.
Yeah, but I think really though, I mean, coming into this football game right here, I mean, man, let's not do this again and drop to their level of play. They're 3-12 team, and we can't be getting off to a slow start against a team like that. I mean, and they probably won't score either, but still, you have to come out. You got to come out and start performing better. Yeah, and I think everybody in the first half at least, give me something, a drive or two, and then maybe a couple of 1, 2, 3 punts or whatever. Don't give me this. I mean,
you don't. I think the thing I worry about, and this is the same going into the Patriots game and the Cleveland game, is if the offense comes out and turns, like they've done it, turn it over on the first series, right? Something bad happens, or stumble out or get a bad penalty, whatever, stop themselves. This offense is built right now. If they don't get a bad offsides penalty or a holding penalty, they're hard to get off the field.
Yeah.
And even in this this last Patriots game where they were 1, 2, 3 and out, 1, 2, 3 and out. They do it to themselves early. Yeah. And that's, to me, that's on the players. It's not like coaching, game plan, play selection, none of that. It's on the players. You got to show up sharper than they've been able to.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. When have we taken the opening drive and took it down the field and scored?
It's been a minute.
It's been
probably got to go back to mid-season.
Mid-season last year.
There was a stretch in the middle of the
done
season where they were leading the league in points scored on first possessions.
Right.
And then all of a sudden the slow first halves cropped up around week 8 or 9.
Yeah.
It hasn't gotten
they were
remedied yet.
really good at it early in this season. They did it consistently through that 4-0 start, even into the 2 and even into the part where they were going win loss. Then it started to get them and
look, it doesn't have to be a touchdown and a field goal every time. Just move the possession of the ball down the field.
Yeah.
Get that advantage to where let's pin them back at the 10-yard line instead of punting and they get it at the 30 or the 40.
What have you thought, Thurm, about how the passing game has been diversified in recent weeks, utilizing the tight ends and the backs a ton? Last week, for example, just as the most recent example, Josh has 19 completions in the game.
Yeah.
13 of them go to backs and tight ends, and they have 3 receiving touchdowns among all of them. Just explain what you think that does to an opposing defense when they see a passing game that diversifies in that way, because the production just hasn't been there from the receivers, so Joe Brady has pivoted, and here we are.
Yeah, I think it frustrates the defense because you're wanting to prepare for these wide receivers downfield or whatever, but now you got to prepare for the tight ends and the back. So it's like a whole new system that you're going at. Like, who do we choose to take away from this system? Are we double teaming the wideouts? Are we double teaming the tight ends or the back? So it creates a lot of problem, man. And when you look at throughout the season, I mean, it's kind of been that way. It hasn't been any particular, like, the wide receivers got 25 or 30 targets. It hasn't been like that.
I think Shakir is the only guy that's really produced there on a relatively consistent basis at the receiver position.
I'll ask both of you this, because I've been thinking about it. The Bills are doing it because to us it's like it kind of evolved to that because those are the guys that have been productive: Knox, Kincaid, Cook, and Khalil Shakir, the inside close, the slot guy. Could there be something to the fact, because we know this was true for the Bengals? But is there something to the fact that all these teams around the league go out and get that CB1 and the CB2, and they're out on the edges, and they put all their, they put some assets and some talent, and they pick talent, and they spend the money on the outside.
Right.
So now you're hitting them from the, you know what I'm saying? You're saying these are the guys that, the secondary athletes. Is the rosters are built defensively to guard the edges, because every week these guys are playing, CeeDee Lamb and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and Justin Jefferson and Puka Nacua and all these big-time wideout receivers. All of a sudden, teams are building their defenses that way. A little bit like it was where everybody was built to run and cover defensively. Now teams, Derrick Henry, now James Cook and our offensive line, teams are starting to bully them a little bit because they're light up front because they're built to cover. Is there any? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what I mean, it's like, 10, 15 years ago, you needed pass rushers. Right? You needed pass rushers, and now you got all these receivers or whatever, and we don't have one.
Right.
We have the majority. I mean, at the beginning of the New England game, we were lining up already in 2 tight ends, right? That's how the game started off.
Yeah.
And
they ain't even going to mess with it.
And they weren't going to even mess with it. It's going to work because they have that running game, and I think this offensive line is really I think their best job probably was against New England as far as pass blocking. I mean, the one that he threw to Knox was, the whole front 4 was on the left side of the field. Nobody was even around Josh. So I think with them doing all, and you talk about going back to that phrase, everybody's eating right now. Everybody. And it could be the wide receivers group this coming up week. You never know.
Right. What do you think of Joe Brady's ability to kind of play off some of their tendencies. Like the success of the Bills' run game is something that I think Joe Brady is using as a tendency breaker to keep defenses off balance. Like you look at that couple of plays in the red zone last week where they're using that play action and everybody's expecting Cook to run it in from 5 yards out, and all of a sudden Josh is rolling out and he's throwing it out to Knox as he makes a run across the goal line to the pylon. Are you happy with how Joe Brady has kind of used some of Buffalo's own tendencies against the opposing defense?
I'm very happy with it. I mean, I haven't really said anything about Joe Brady in the last couple of weeks, right?
Yeah.
I mean, because I think he's done an
Not
outstanding.
been much to complain about.
It hasn't been much to complain about, and I think he's done an outstanding job of really just with what he has, he's using it best of his ability. He's looking at the defense and seeing who can I take advantage of, whether it's a defensive lineman that always crashes down, or is it a linebacker that flows to the flat very well? I mean, just doing different things with these tight ends, and I mean, you're up there, and some of these passing plays, I mean, you see the wide receivers right next to the tight end. Like it's almost going to be
splits.
like it's going to be a run play, and they're going to have to block. And let me tell you something: the wide receiver's been doing an excellent job of running, blocking downfield for a lot of these runs that James Cook and the rest of the running backs have been getting. So, I'm happy with it. I think everybody's happy with it. I mean, we continue to score 30, 35 points a game. We're going to be hard to beat, and just given that, like, our defense let them score 10 points after they scored 21.
Yeah, we're still we're third in the league in scoring per game, behind LA and Detroit. But that going 5 out of 5 in the red zone last week against New England, that was big. And I think this Cleveland defense, Myles Garrett is the centerpiece, no question about it, but it's not like they're bereft of talent around him. I mean, it's not just him and a bunch of guys. They've got some guys out there, too. It'll be interesting to see whether our defense can rise up, hold them off the scoreboard, and then, go from there. I mean, Buffalo is obviously the better team in this matchup, but we've seen it too often. That ain't enough.
Yeah.
I
mean, it's going to be a big game for the offense again. Especially on the passing down. I mean, you got a guy here that he's been in that Jim Schwartz defense, the wide 9 now for the last 6 or 7 years.
Right.
And we've seen some of that Jim Schwartz defense when he was defensive coordinator here.
He was
good.
Had some of the best sack seasons in team history.
I mean, we had like 3 or 4 guys that had over 10 sacks.
4 guys with double-digit sacks.
And that's kind of, what they have with their defense. That's the type of defense that he plays all the time. And I think one of the underrated guys is Denzel Ward. I think he's been an outstanding cornerback, for them throughout his entire career for the Cleveland Browns. It's just that team has not gone anywhere or done anything, and you got a really top player in Myles Garrett who creates problems for everybody. But there are some lapses on his part where, I'm talking to Bruce Smith a couple of years ago about him pursuing the play away from him. Like, he doesn't – if he
he's
can
not
get
going all high motor.
He's not going high motor all the time. As to where
takes it out of gear
Bruce
once in a while.
Bruce would make that tackle on the other side
Bruce
of the field.
And Bruce didn't get enough credit for that.
No, he did not.
Really
Bruce
didn't.
was a hell of a run
He
stopper.
He was a three-down guy, man.
Yeah.
I loved him for that.
And I know that a lot of offensive coaches say when you have a pass rusher of Myles Garrett's caliber, sometimes you run right at him.
Right.
And make him do the part of his job that he doesn't like. He likes rushing the passer.
He loves
Maybe
it.
doesn't like stopping the run as much. The problem is Myles Garrett's 295 damn pounds.
It's like Mario
He's
Williams.
not this 255-pound speed guy off the edge. He's 295.
You can't single him and think you're we got him. You
can't single him on anything.
Run downs even. So you got to double him on pass downs. Or have the ball come out really fast.
Right, exactly. So we'll see. I mean, like I said, it's a good matchup for us against a team that we should beat, that we should dominate from start to finish. So and just don't let them.
What are your thoughts about the Bills going into Cleveland and Shedeur Sanders taking snaps for them? And I mean, we knew.
Sean has a lot of success against rookie quarterbacks.
They had 4 guys in camp. They traded the guy that was their opening day starter and Joe Flacco away to clear the decks a little bit so they could start evaluating the other guys. Dylan Gabriel,
Yeah.
he couldn't last because he got hurt. Then Shador was in, and here we go.
A little up and down.
He's been a little up and down, but he's been steady at least and made some good throws.
Well, I tell you what, from looking at some of the film and some of the highlights, it could be an awesome day for our pass rushers. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah. I mean, he is good.
Is that because of Shador? Or because
Well,
of their
Shador is-
I think it's because of their O-line.
Yeah.
I think it's because
It's
of their
injury
O-line.
riddled.
It's injury riddled really bad. And so,
Like they've lost both their tackles to
yeah. So,
season-ending
like,
injuries.
Shador, I mean, he's, I think from where he came in, 5th-round draft pick, and how they treated him the first 10 weeks or whatever it was, and, he still comes out and throws for 360 yards or whatever he has, had last couple of weeks. They're still searching, but he believes in himself. He believes that he's going to be a top quarterback in this league. And I think that comes along with being from who his dad is, Deion Sanders. I mean, he has the confidence and the belief that he can go out there and win a football game.
Yeah, he knows he can play. Yeah.
He is a good deep ball thrower. That's like one of his best assets. His problem is that short to intermediate game. And after watching the way Bobby Babbage and Sean McDermott had Drake May crossed up in the second half last week,
Right.
you would think that a guy that's even less experienced might be even more confused at times, patting the ball back there or running around. Because that's one thing Shador will do. He wants to make the big play so badly, he'll hold on to the ball too long and scamper around, and then before he knows it, he's on the ground, and it's a loss of 9.
Well, yeah, they're still confusing by giving him the wrong play tag to go out there on the football field. So, good luck with that.
Have fun with that one.
Unbelievable, that organization.
Did you read about that? About having the wrong wristband?
Wristband, yeah. Come on, head coach. You the offensive coordinator too. I mean,
Yeah, he's not Kevin Stefanski not calling the plays anymore. Tommy Reese is doing that, the OC. So they have had a new play caller the last few weeks. We'll see if it makes a difference for them on Sunday. Bills are 11.5-point road favorites.
yeah, they got to get after it. They got to get after it right away. I mean, from the start. I mean, I'm talking.
They don't have to win by 11.5. All they got to do is win.
Just win.
They don't.
We're adopting
but
the Al
still,
Davis
I
mantra.
want them to win by a comfortable margin.
That's fine.
That's our
what it
topic
is.
of the day. What do you think a Bills win needs to look like? You think it needs to be comfy?
31-7.
Okay. So you're looking for a Carolina Panthers Week 6 game.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Before we go, we want to remind you folks out there, there's only 2 home games left in the regular season at Highmark Stadium. And these 2 guys were nice enough to join me for a video series we put together on the Bills YouTube channel called Games to Remember. Thurman's episode 4, is up right now this week on the Bills YouTube channel. Talk to Thurman about the final AFC Championship game of those 90s teams when Thurman went off for 186 and 3 touchdowns. Talked to Steve the previous week about the 88 divisional playoffs. So you can go to the Bills YouTube channel and check that out. Just look up Games to Remember in the search window. Some interesting conversations with the field behind us across the way. If you're too young to remember some of those games, check it out. It's worth checking out, and these guys give some special insight on exactly what went down in some of those games that you may not have heard of before. So be sure to check that out. Games to Remember. And guys, thanks for doing that for us. We appreciate it. We'll take a break here. Steve and I will be back with more on One Bills Live, presented by Kaleida Health. It's Buffalo Bills Radio.